When you're a senior in high school, it seems like the topic of every conversation you have is college. It gets worse in the spring when acceptance letters start arriving and everyone you speak to wants to know what school you chose, what you're studying, and what you want to do in life. No one expects you to say that you're spending your first semester in a foreign country that you've never been to and don't speak the language 3,000 miles away from home. I got a whole spectrum of reactions from people when I told them this. Most people asking me if I was really doing that and how my parents felt about sending me across the world, and if I was worried about missing out on the freshman experience. When I was explaining myself to people, I didn't really know why I didn't just choose a normal college experience. I just knew that unless I did NUin now, I would never get the chance to do something like this again. My name is Keenan, and this is my NUin experience.
Hey now, hey now.
On September 15th, I got on the boat and left Martha's Vineyard, the small island off of Massachusetts where I was born and raised, and headed to Logan Airport. I said goodbye to my mom, dad, sister, and dog, and departed to Greece, unsure of what the next 3 months would bring. After almost 20 hours of boating, driving, and flying, I finally arrived in Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki is a city in northern Greece, located on the Thermikos Gulf, and it was the new home of me and 250 other NUin students until December. One of my favorite parts about the NUin program was the trips that the staff here planned for us. From little things like excursions to the movies, to big things like spending the weekend in Athens, these trips allowed us to see parts of the city and of Greece that we probably wouldn't have experienced otherwise. I got to do incredible things like climb Mount Olympus, see the ancient Acropolis in Athens, boat around the monasteries of Mount Athos, and spend the weekend relaxing on the beach in Halkidiki. I also spent a lot of time in countries other than Greece. This summer, I would not have known how to go about buying a plane ticket without my parents' help, and now I've planned entire trips with only the help of the friends who are coming with me. I realized that shopping for flights was a lot more fun than shopping for clothes, and that there's no better way to motivate myself to study during the week than to think about having to carry textbooks to another country. During my semester here, I spent fall break eating waffles and chocolate and falling in love with Belgium. I spent another long weekend exploring and seeing the many beautiful sights of Rome, and soon I will be spending my last weekend here in London. People say that studying abroad makes you smarter. Before this semester, I didn't really get how or why this was true, but after living here for 2 months, I can tell you for sure that it does. Not necessarily book smart, but life smart. Never did I believe I could live in another country where the culture is so unlike mine, or show up in a city for the weekend, find things to do, food to eat, and how to get around when I can't speak the language. When you live in a new place, you're supposed to try and adapt to the lifestyle there. While I didn't succumb to the Greek trends of chain smoking or wearing skinny jeans with sneakers, I did learn to enjoy things like spending long hours out to dinner and attempting to speak Greek. One thing that showed me a different side of the Greek culture was my service learning project. Service learning is something that all NUin students do as a way to help out the community that we live in. For my service learning, I went once a week with 2 other students to SFA, a program for disabled children and adults in Thessaloniki. There, we helped out at a gardening workshop where we did everything from planting seeds to carving pumpkins. I attended school at the American College of Thessaloniki, a beautiful little campus just outside of the city, lined with olive trees and spindly pines. While it was hard to sit in school all day thinking about what countries or NUin excursions we were going to be doing on the weekends, we managed to make our own fun. From Constantina's class to flooded chemistry labs to musical performances and calculus, there truly was never a dull moment at ACT. If you'd asked me a year ago how I would be spending my first semester at college, I wouldn't have thought that I'd be watching the sunrise from Mount Olympus, eating Belgian waffles in Belgium, visiting the Colosseum in Rome, running a 5K in a foreign country, or that I would go months without eating mac and cheese. This semester brought me experiences that were both incredible and not so incredible. But through all these experiences, I learned just how much I still have to travel and learn about the world. As the first semester of my freshman year of college comes to a close and I think about my time here, I can't imagine spending it any other way with any other people. Thank you, NUin, and thank you, Greece, for everything.